Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mental Performance Coach Jay Hollingshed, and once again, we are back with my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. Today, we're going to do something a little different. I usually kind of go by a script, but nah, training wheels off today. We're going to run with it. We're going to roll with it. So today is number 23, day 23. We're almost a full month into this thing. So day 23 of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. And today is Monday. Monday's pillar is pillar number 2, day number 2, which will always be confidence and motivation. Pillar number 2 is confidence and motivation. All right, here we go. Now, there are 2 types of motivation. You have extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation, a few examples of those are this new house you want or this new car. Athletes are motivated by a trophy that motivates their performance. You have employees that are motivated by their paycheck or bonus or raise. Performance reviews, those are also extrinsic motivation at levels of extrinsic motivation. Now, intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is internal. It comes from inside. So it's a motivation that's within inside you, your own instinct, that feeling you have, oh, I got to get this, I got to have this. And it doesn't take any external motivators to actually push you to reach your goal or push you to be a high performer. Now, what I want to talk to you today about is the intrinsic motivation factor. First of all, we're talking about confidence and motivation. The two are heavily related because confidence is a motivating factor. Confidence itself is a motivator. They kind of go hand in hand. It's like a cause and effect because one is the cause and one is the effect. The effect becomes the cause for the effect. And so they keep turning over and over and over. So you are confident, that becomes a motivator. It motivates you to go a little further. And then that feeling that you get from being motivated, from reaching that goal, from the motivation, it gives you confidence. So it pushes you or propels you to go even further. Now, let's go back to what I was going to talk about, which is the intrinsic motivator. Intrinsic motivation, it comes from within. Like everything else that grows and that's productive, it comes from within. If you are, well, let's put it like this. Personally, as a mental performance coach, I cater to high profile clients, executives, entrepreneurs, career athletes, organizational leaders, professional entertainers. And when I talk to them, most of them, their motivation comes from within. It's that intrinsic motivator. That intrinsic motivation, because a lot of them, they have the nice houses, they have the nice cars, they have all of that. So being that they have all of that, it's like, what else is there that's going to motivate them? It's got to come from inside. It's got to be something that spiritually pushes them for that spiritual satisfaction or that spiritual gratification. Now, intrinsic motivators. Let's take the form of it grows from the inside, right? Let's talk about a seed. Now, let's say that you are a plant, and see, you start from a seed. Or better yet, the motivation is within the seed. Now, to be strong enough, you got to develop some gumption and some strength to even crack the shell, the hard shell of that seed, and then emerge from the seed. So to be strong enough to do that, you got to have some type of motivation. The motivation comes from within. So the plant itself, that's the motivation. You're in the ground, you're just learning what you want to do. So you're in the ground, somebody planted you. Next thing you know, you got to have some gumption to come from within yourself. You crack that seed and now you're starting to come up. Okay, you're coming up, but you're crawling through all kinds of dirt, all kinds of earthworms, bugs, whatever it is. You're still fighting all of that. All of that is your life situations that you're dealing with. People are going to throw dirt on you. They're going to throw mud at you. And that ties in with my pillar number 7, positive and negative self-talk. You got to have a positive mindset to give you that positive self-talk that becomes motivation. That positive self-talk becomes a motivating factor. So you're pushing, you're going through the dirt, Finally, boom, you pop up through the soil. Next thing you know, you get some sunlight. You're like, okay, cool, I'm good. Kind of feeling myself a little bit, but I made it. I made it this far, I'm good. So that is a goal or a level that's reached. Now that gives you confidence. That confidence gets you excited, and it's that endorphin rush that I think that's what it was called the other day when I was talking about goal setting. You get that rush. Next thing you do, you want to go back into it. I got some more growing to do because I'm just a plant, but I'm also a tree. There's a strong tree inside of me. So I need to grow some more. What do? You keep pushing. Yeah, you pushed up through the dirt and now you're outside, but you got some more things to hit you. You're getting stepped on. You're getting rained on. You're getting run over. All kinds of stuff. People lay stuff down on you, don't even realize that you're a plant trying to grow. So next thing you know, you're fighting all of that, but to endure all of that, you get stronger and stronger. So the strength that you get, it gives you a hard exterior. Next thing you know, you're becoming a tree because that hard exterior becomes your bark. That's your bark. That's what's protecting you. That's giving you a little strength, a little stamina, or better yet, a little backbone. Now you can stand up to some of that. So the next time the wind hits you, bam. Next time somebody come in and try to put something on you, like, whoa, something growing right there. Okay, let me go around it. Because you've got some stamina, you've got some growth, you've got some gumption about yourself, and you're standing up, you're being seen, you're being heard, but you're still not where you want to be. So what do? You go within. The motivation comes from within. Everything comes from inside. The plant started coming from inside the seed. And next thing you know, the tree bark happened from going through your experiences, but you are still inside, growing out and emerging, coming from the outside. Same thing with my athletes. I tell them all the time, if you have a motivator, it has to come from within, because the motivator could be one trophy, one goal, but it's hundreds of athletes and one goal, only one prize. What's going to be the difference? What's the difference maker? What's the factor? It's going to be you, but what is it going to be about you? You got to outwork them. You got to out hustle them. Y'all got the same skill. Y'all matched up. Y'all in the same bracket. They already know it's a good matchup. So what's going to be the deciding factor? How hard you work. You got to outwork them. You got to outroll them. You got to outthink them. You got to outplay them. But to do that, where does that come from? Inside, within. That's the intrinsic motivator I'm talking about. Now back to the plant. You're growing up a little further. Next thing you know, you got your exterior, you got your bark going on. You're a tree. You're able to withstand a little more. Now, you know, these full-fledged trees, they're stopping cars and everything else. So next thing you know, you started off getting stepped on. You started off getting rained on. Now, something coming at you, boom, it's bouncing off of you. Why? Because you have the strength and the stamina that you developed that came from within you, the intrinsic motivator. It's your work ethic. Daryl Lewis, I see you. I appreciate that, brother. It's that work ethic. I know you know about that because you push it all day long. So the intrinsic motivator comes out, and next thing you know, you're working, you're pushing hard at it. And as I said, everything grows from within. The best things grow from within. So next thing you know, you're a tree. You got a leaf or a flower that's coming off of you, right? It came from within. You're starting to blossom. You're starting to bloom. People are starting to see the beauty of your work ethic, the beauty of what you do. They're starting to see what you produce. What's inside that flower? Next thing you know, there's a small little piece of fruit that's starting to grow, a bud that's at the end of the flower. Let's say it's an orange, okay? But where did this all stem from? The orange is the fruits of your labor. You had to go through all kinds of hell and high water, getting stepped on, talked about, and everything else, and to keep pushing from your intrinsic motivator to actually produce the fruits of your labor. Now, you got some good fruit, you eat from your own fruit. That way you survive. The fruit was actually germinated and nourished by the positive self-talk, that positive mindset, pillar number 7. That came down, that was watering the seed from the get-go. You had to have that positive mindset. Now, when you have a positive mindset, you're going to grow a positive life. You're going to grow as a positive tree. You're going to produce positive things. You're going to have positive fruits. So when you grow and you eat your positive fruit, next thing you know, you put more positivity inside of you. Not just that. When your positive fruits drop on the ground or whatever, and the seeds drop, Next thing you know, you're sprouting or producing more positive productivity around you. You're not by yourself anymore. So your productivity to be truly productive and motivated and have that confidence that you want to get to your next level, it has to be the intrinsic motivation. You can start with your extrinsic motivation. It'll work. It'll get you to a point, but it won't get you as far as you would like to, because we keep growing and evolving and advancing every single day. So like I said, when I talk to these entertainers and these athletes, professional athletes that I talk to, they have the houses, they have the cars, they got the money, they got the jewels, they got the summer homes and all that. They travel from country to country singing, producing, whatever they do. Now, like I said, they got all that. What do? They go within and pull that intrinsic motivation. That's exactly what they do. So I'm telling you, that's what you do. And that's what I do for myself. Even with this video, like I said, I started off doing something scripted for the past week. Now, no holds barred, training wheels off. We're rolling with this thing. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much. Calvin Burrows, I appreciate you. Deborah Lowe, Daryl Lewis. I can't go without saying today we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King. You talk about somebody who had intrinsic motivation. Look at everything he faced, all the adversity he faced, everything he faced, but he still went forward. Why? Because of what was inside of him. And see, that intrinsic, when your motivation is intrinsic, nobody can stop you. You are truly unstoppable. Why? Because if it's extrinsic, your motivation is tied to a car, to a house, or to a suit. They can take their car, they can take that house, they can take that suit. And then you'll be like, oh man, they took my car. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm lost. And nothing else. I'm lost without my car. That car does not define you. What's inside of you defines you. So that's why you have an intrinsic motivator. When you have that, nobody can take from you what you are. That is exactly what you are. So I appreciate everybody. I don't want to go past that 10-minute time threshold, because if you're watching this on Instagram, it's going to cut you off. So if you want the full, where we are now, we are at day 23. So we're at day 23 of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. If you want to catch every single day from 22 on back, go to my YouTube channel. In fact, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jay Hollingshed. I'm there. I got all the days recorded. Everything is in replay format. At the same time, I'm also public speaking for free. Right now, if you want me to come out and speak at your organization for your next professional event, I am qualifying events and organizations for me to come out. I'm waiving the speaker fee. I come out and give you my mental performance testimony that got me to where I am today. That got me to where I am right now. So to qualify your event or your organization, go to my website, jayhollingshed.com, and follow the prompts, jayhollingshed.com. As always, thank you. I appreciate you. Be well, stay blessed, and through love, be a blessing. God bless.